What's up, guys? General Toucans here. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we are on the Switch version of Banjo Kazooie. It came out yesterday. And with that, a new wave of speedrunners are sure to be coming out. Banjo Kazooie is interesting. I'll keep it up front with you. We got a cool trick, depending on how you look at it, called FFM, Furnace Fun Moves. Basically, here's the gist. We transfer moves from one file to another file. So when we go on the first level, we have all the moves that we had there. We have to do that, of course, you have to set up your own file before that, where you don't learn eggs and you don't learn feathers. Because when you learn those moves, they give you like a little bit of a supply to use, and you want that during your actual runs. So the route to get the jiggies and notes required to get to Furnace Fun without eggs or feathers can be tight, it can be a little confusing. I need to set it up still, so I thought I'd help some people out. Yeah. I guess let's get into it. As you can see, we kind of got an idea of what we're doing here with the extremely tight looking, what's it called, squished little paste spin dock, but you know, let's just get into it. Collecting stuff doesn't matter, right? You don't need any honeycombs, you just need notes, and you need jiggies to get to levels to get notes. Notes are the big thing that are cutting you off. You need 765 for the note door 2 Furnace Fun moves. So that's what we're going to be trying to get. Talk to Bottles, say you don't need the moves. If you want to get health, you can go around Spiral Mountain and you can get your 6 honeycombs and get your extra health. I think we'll be fine. Gobies Valley might be a little spooky, but other than that, it's no big deal. So we'll just make our way around. The movement is a little scuffed, I'll be honest with you. This is the PAL version, by the way, on the Switch. It's gonna be faster for speedruns. So I would recommend going to your Nintendo Switch online settings for the N64, turning on both versions, and then playing the PAL version. Because we'll be doing a skip later that'll require it. That was also bottle skip. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to get, into the layer. Now, because I am a fool and crashed my game yesterday, I deleted my save data, and I have to watch these cutscenes again. I'll probably cut this out, but it's fine. Go ahead and just enjoy this with me. FFM is faster. There are some downsides. I can talk about the downsides right now. Downsides of FFM, you can only set it up once per file. So basically how you activate the trick is you go into your file and go to Furnace Fun, which is the giant game show at the end of the game. And you get to a point where you can game over. Enter a mini game. There are little mini game tiles on the board. You enter one of those and die during it. And by dying during the mini game, for one reason or another, when you open up your next file, it will have carried over your moves as soon as you enter Mumbo's Mountain, the first level. Until then, you still have to do everything with the basic moveset. So the process of setting up FFM, it doesn't take too long, maybe 3 minutes max, but for each reset you do have to set it up again, which is obnoxious after a little while, but it's not too bad overall, I would say. So here's the first level, Mumbo's Mountain. We can get 8 jiggies in here, apparently. 2 of which I assume would come from Conga, which is the location that you learn eggs at. So we're gonna start by doing a couple of just slope manipulations, because normally you would slide. If you roll or punch or something, you can stall on the slope and jump off of it again, which we'll be using for a trick later. So it's a good idea to kind of get that figured out. That jump won't work. Rat-a-tat wrapping gives you a little bit of extra height. That'll help out with some movement. We're just gonna come over here, kind of just run through the no FFM route for a bit. So we want to make sure we're learning all of the moves. that we can, other than eggs and feathers. So Bottles here just taught us beak bust, so now we can just start slamming stuff, making sure to get all those notes that we can. Okay. Honestly, it's a good D-Rust for me anyways. That's kind of the reason I'm making this video. Is because it gives me a good way to like kind of refresh myself. We're just gonna come over here and learn a faster movement. This is the bread and butter of Banjo's movement here. It's Talon Trot. So by Z left, or Z plus Z left, you can run around on Kazooie's legs now, which is noticeably faster. And it's what you're gonna be doing for most of the time here. Pick up our first Jiggy. And we need some Mumbo tokens for transformations in later levels, so any ones you see along the way, feel free to pick them up. The route's not going to be too tight because you're not transforming in Click Clock Wood, but still important. We're trying to get all of our notes here as best as we can. That's all of them, and here we're coming over to Conga. This is a pretty simple Jiggy. If you actually have them hit the switch, that's awkward. Normally in a speedrun, you would leave that last one for later. You can get it now if you want. This gives you a Jiggy here for giving this orange to our good friend, the Chimp. Not sure if he has an actual name. And this is where you learn eggs. It's very important that you do not learn eggs here. Eggs are bad, so skip this Bottles. Because when you learn that move, he gives you 50 eggs to use. And, you know, 50 eggs is pretty nice if you ask me. There we go, spawn the Jiggy out there, we'll get that later. We're going to be skipping using the Termite in this setup, which will save some Mumbo tokens. I didn't think he was going to land the switch. So that's one Jiggy we can get. Normally you would beat Conga up with the eggs you just learned. It's not going to happen here. And the other Jiggy, I just remembered, is the Juju Totem Pole, where you need to shoot eggs into the mouths for those. We're rocking a good solid notes. Now this is why you choose PAL. This skip only works on the PAL version of the game, because PAL is 1.0. Normally, you can see how Banjo slides. We are going to climb this tower, and you can do that by doing the same thing we did on the other slope. You can stall, punch, jump right. It's pretty easy on the first platform. A little harder on the others. In fact, you can do this in Talon Trot too if you want, like this. But it'll be much easier for beginners to just slope abuse their way up. My bad. This is awkward. I'm so used to doing it, like, not that way. I feel like Banjo drops a little bit faster on the PAL version, and I have no proof. It just seems right to me. Anyways, there you go. Once you get used to it, you can come up. It's a lot easier to slope abuse on these ones. The second one's the hardest floor, IMO. As soon as you get up here, you're basically safe. This one, you kind of just like don't even need to slope abuse. And you're out. That's Termite Skip. It's a really fun trick, actually. Because now you don't have to turn into the Termite, you save some Mumbo tokens. Pick up another Jiggy. And we fall back down. And this is the Juju Totem Pole I was talking about. Normally you would shoot eggs into the hole and make a Jiggy spawn once you get them all. Obviously we don't have eggs, so we gotta skip it. That's a Jiggy for us. Once again, picking up Mumbo tokens kind of at a leisurely rate. I'm not too worried about it. Now, although we don't need to turn into the Termite, there's a couple notes inside of Mumbo's, so make sure to come in here. Try not to wake them up if you want to be fast with it. Doesn't matter too much. Normally this is actually where you would smash the huts to get the Jiggy. I did some things out of order. This is just a setup though, so the time doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to teach some speedrun things along the way, just for fun. This Mumbo's Mountain is pretty standard. This is what you'll see in most no FFM runs. I grabbed that honeycomb, honestly, just out of habit. That's a quick dive. By leaving Talon Trot as you fall into the water, you instantly, like, sink to the bottom. Which is nice. This is a Jiggy dance skip. If you jump and grab the Jiggy in the air, you get it no problems. Hit the rest of our notes here. You want to be at 100 right at this point. If you don't, good luck, you're missing some. And that's Mumbo's Mountain. Pretty simple level, easy to get a lot of notes there. Okay, so now we are going to get this Jiggy up here without using the termite, and I'm going to do this in a really simple way. It's about slope abuse again. So you want to backflip up, punch, kind of come low on the mountain, roll, jump out, jump back in, roll, backflip. If it's not close, you can beak bust, and usually you'll grab the Jiggy. I was trying to be a little dramatic, but now if I actually do it, you see how much higher I am. Beak bust, you grab the Jiggy, no problem. There's a faster way to do that, but that'll be really easy for you guys to do, or beginners to do, and it's consistent. So that's all of Mumbo's Mountain. We learned our 2 moves, skipping eggs, of course. Bottle's gonna talk about the 50 no door, don't mind him. Pop it open, we're going to TTC. Excuse me. Open up the level. Obviously, in a normal FFM speedrun, you would have Shock Spring. And you would learn Clanker's Cavern, or like open up Clanker's Cavern here. We are not doing that yet, because obviously we don't know the move. So we'll just make our way to TTC. As far as Jiggies go in TTC, it's a flying level, so it's a little harder to get some Jiggies. We're looking at 6 here. The ones we're missing, the Jinjo, the top of the lighthouse, the treasure chest, and probably one other one that involves flying that I'll recall as we start going. You can do this in Talon Trot. Normally, in a speedrun, you would jump off here and grab the Jinjo. No need. We're not gonna be able to get it. Actually, I could. There is a big fancy trick you can do with the slope manipulation, actually climb up to the lighthouse platform. And obviously that would certainly help, but you don't need to do it, and in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's too difficult. Maybe with save states, more doable, which I guess this is what the Switch is for. This is where you would learn feathers. It's important to not learn feathers. Let's just keep making our way down, because normally you would come back up and do some flying and get the notes over there and the Jiggy in that treasure chest. Not doing that today. So this is a level that we're obviously not going to be able to get 100% of the notes in, which is fine. You can get most of them still. Another quick dive there. That one, I kind of messed it up. You want to quick dive onto the gold, but if you go in Talon Trot, you can basically just run off the side as soon as you drop in and you'll get it. No problem. And it feels good to do too. Give Blubber his gold. Getting really good Blubber RNG here. He pushed me out of the way. We still get the Jiggy. Blubber's position there is all RNG dependent, but if he's next to the Jiggy, then you can get it. So obviously, this is where you would come up here and fly. We can't do that. Instead, we would be told to come over here and learn like Shock Spring and stuff. Let's get some notes. It's actually definitely not the route, but it's not the point. Shock Spring will just help. As long as you're getting the moves, it doesn't matter. And you're not doing this in flight. Normally you would grab these notes and do this section in flight, so I guess it's a good idea to get it out of the way now. Just jump between the platforms. You can use the shock springs if you want. Definitely not necessary. Here's a quick Jiggy up here. Also, I remembered the final Jiggy that we can't get. It requires eggs. It's the Sandcastle Jiggy. And there's also some notes in there, but that's not the point. So camera angle a little weird here, but all is well. I'm actually going to use the shock spring. Normally you would grab the Jinjo. In flight, again, we'll come and grab these notes. Fellas, let me tell you, there's a better way to do this level. It doesn't even matter that we missed it, because we'll be coming right back for that. I was supposed to skip this and just come in here. Better judgment got the best of me. Get some notes in here. The reason that was all wrong is there is a Jiggy that you find by hitting X's across the map, across the level, that spawn over time. The first one starts up here, actually. And then they progressively go in a big circle, ending actually where we just were. So no reason to do that. So we're gonna just start that kind of sequence up. It'd be great if I could line up the camera and jump up these stairs. But you know what? As long as you're getting the notes, doesn't matter. I don't know. 2 Mumbo tokens in here. And you know, since you're not in flight, we're gonna do, or since you can't go in flight, we're gonna do something a little funky in a sec. But it'll be fine. We're just gonna grab our Jiggies real quick. Sometimes this crab gets in the way. It's annoying, but it can't be helped. So this spot here, I guess we should really come and hit the X first. You would normally do a quick dive to get a honeycomb down in that bottom right corner where the water is. Instead of going over there, we are gonna actually just come back up to where we just were. And you know, we're trying to get down there. I'm not confident in that jump. I'll keep it $150 with you. Let's play it safe. Come around. And it should, the platforms should be just down here. I'm a little nervous about jumping. You can jump way more aggressively than what I just did. There's a Jiggy back here. You normally grab this in flight, so it's kind of weird to get it. Obviously, you're not coming back up after this, so we're just gonna jump and flutter. Probably say hi to Snacker if we see him, which I don't. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, yo, he kind of came for us. You can rat-a-tat-rap Snacker, and he won't hurt you. Good to know. We're gonna go for a skip here before we enter Nippers. You would zoom out the camera, and you would fall straight down. Jump into him. I just realized I have like no health, and I'm nervous. All right, we're dead. All right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. I have to go grab all those notes again. Alright, I am essentially back to the same amount of notes I was just at. Maybe I missed a couple. Anyways, that's the issue with having low health from not grabbing honeycombs. Let's not go for the quick nipper kill. I decided. Just hit him normally. That really didn't take too long, by the way. Just a couple minutes at most. The movement in here is pretty quick once you just know what you're doing. So anyways, just jump to grab the notes. Jumping in Talon Trot is gonna be faster. And Banjo, like, as soon as he leaves Talon Trot, I will demonstrate. He like slides for a bit, right? Before he starts walking again. The slide is fine. You want to chain jumps together in between the slides. As soon as Banjo stops walking, though, there is a huge decrease in speed. So always chain your jumps like this and try not to drop Talon Trot. It'll speed up your runs substantially. We're just gonna hop on the tree now, and everything is lining up. If you die, do you have to re-hit the switches? Because that's where that one should be. This is awkward. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys in just one more second. Alright, another 2 or so minutes later, here we are. So you can pound the X over here, and now we're just running around getting the notes. We already grabbed a couple earlier. No big deal. Again, my route a little suspect, depending on who you ask. There's Leaky. That is normally you would put some eggs in him. In fact, you know what? Let's go say hi, because there are some notes down here. Wait, can you? I wonder if you can get the notes swimming. I might have been lying to you guys. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. You can get the notes in the sandcastle, you just can't get the Jiggy. So make sure to actually come down in here first. For the extra 4 notes. Your no count probably looks different than me, because I haven't done the rings yet. Some quick damage. If I die again, I'm gonna be very upset. I'll be honest. Just grab some notes. So if you ever do fall down here during the speed run, it's pretty easy to get back up. Hop on, you know, we are death warping in the near future, so maybe the health should be low. Just hop onto a nearby tree and jump on over. I guess that's fast. I guess you should do that. Maybe that's just the fastest movement. So now we're gonna come back up here. This is what I saved for earlier. So this is where our no counts should sync up again, assuming that I'm not a fool. And I've forgotten a whole lot. Just grabbing some notes. The input delay on the switch is noticeable, but it's not so bad. And that's 91. That's all the notes we're getting from this level. Banjo's just having a tough day. I try to use eggs. You can just beak barge the treasure chest and it'll pop it open. Alternatively, shooting 1 egg will also break it. So that's 6 Jiggies, which is everything we can get in this level. TTC is probably the most height inclined level, or like the one that involves flying the most, so it's nice to get that many notes. It would have been a lot easy. It would have been really easy to not get that many. Let's leave. And so because we didn't go and do the lighthouse thing, we also don't get the lobby Jiggy that would normally be up here. Obviously, it's not going to be here. Normally, it would be here. You would grab in runs like that and then come on in. No big deal. Clankers is the next level. You can't get gold feathers, which is the one move that you would learn in Clankers, because it requires flight to get to. So gold feathers is another move you end up learning during your run. Activate this cauldron. You'll want to do it for literally every single run, because it's the fastest way to get to Furnace Fun. And a quick Mumbo token as well. Clankers, 94 notes are available. I know what you're thinking. Where are the other 6? Trapped by the gold feather region. So no harm there. But we can get tons of Jiggies, which is a good thing. I didn't open the level. Embarrassing. FFM, it would normally already be open. So I guess you would enter the cauldron and then come back out here. Jump down over. Start putting your puzzle pieces. After 2, you can hit Z and instantly fill in the rest for the rest of the game. Nice quality of life. Water hits, man. Alright, on to Clankers. Clankers is a fun level. It's extremely cycle-based, because Clanker, the whale that you're trying to help, is constantly bobbing up and down and, you know, shooting his pipes and everything. Or his bolts, not pipes. Out of context, perhaps that sounds worse than it is. Quick Mumbo token up here. And the biggest cycle is, of course, the Gloop Cycle, which is the fish at the bottom that gives you air. We're gonna just go for a cycle. We have no intentions of hitting it. This is like the beginner cycle. You would normally jump there, but if you fall, no worries. Come up here. And you can actually run underneath the Champas pretty easily, as long as you hug the wall. But don't stay there too long or, you know, they'll hit you. Quick jump. Grab the Jinjo. I'll keep it a $1.50 with you. I don't know if we can get them all, but we're gonna find out. And that is roughly how the movement for every Clankers goes at a fundamental level. There's some fancy tricks or jumps you can do that'll save a cycle, but this is gonna be the easiest one to hit. I'm probably gonna miss it nonetheless. My movement is pretty rusty. So first things you gotta do is to free Clanker. You can see Gloop swimming around now. Hit a quick Jinjo. You grab one note, help. And then you come around until I believe you get to 18? Normally, and that's how you know I missed the cycle. Gloop should have spit out a bubble sooner. But it's fine. We're just gonna be at a loss in a little bit. Get to 20, start swimming through the key. Swimming on PAL is a little harder than swimming on like a US version or Japanese version, for instance, because swimming's a lot wider, so it's harder to control even if you are holding down the R button, which of course we are. If you do miss the cycle, you can just swim around like I'm doing, get a couple bubbles from Gloop. You don't need a lot to get back up. If you're leaving like the hole with like 3, you're safe. So there's no chance of dying. We're looking for a very specific hole. It is this one. You can tell by its like kind of light greenish tint. There's a Jinjo in it. Now this is the other cycle that you're attempting to hit other than the Gloop cycle. It's the teeth cycle. Which, actually, now that I think about it, we don't have any eggs. So, nope, no teeth for us. That's probably where some of the missing notes are, after all. Or a missing Jiggy is. So we can just swim in Clankers normally. This Jiggy is totally gettable. It's a fun little, just obstacle course. There's a couple of cool tricks that you can do that I'll attempt to show off, but I usually miss them. And it starts at this box. You get on the box, you backflip, and you land on the ring. Nice jump. Definitely saves time to swimming. You can do the same thing with this one. I've never done it, and I'm not going to act like I can. A 20 is a good score. Now, normally, you would get the notes that we just got and leave. Instead, we are going to go get some more notes. So we're going to swim over here. This is where the teeth section normally first leads you. But there are some notes we can get in here. I'm almost certain there's a Jiggy up there. I'm almost certain that there's not a world you can get it. Some quick notes, and let's just swim back out. Pretend we know what we're doing. We will actually be coming back in here for some more stuff in the future, so for now we can just swim out this entrance. No harm, no foul. On a bolt cycle, if you want, you can grab some notes. It's fast. And then you're up here. Boom, boom. Some quick jumps, another Jiggy. Clankers is a pretty simple level. The movement is super straightforward. It's about doing it fast enough that you don't lose time to cycles. Except for this jump. This is pipe jump. It's super tight, and with input delay, I'm sure it's basically impossible for me. But you want to jump from this corner here all the way over to that pipe. That's an input delay problem. If you miss it, bummer. You come up onto the fin and just jump and do it normally. Otherwise, you can just climb, grab the notes, grab the Mumbo token. If you would like, you probably don't need this one. In actual runs, I'm pretty sure you actually would skip it, but the more the merrier. I'm giving you the option to kind of pick and choose as you go. Another Jinjo in here. Normally you can grab the notes on the way down the first time. There is a honeycomb in here, and you can do a cool trick to get it, where you would punch and then immediately backflip like that. You obviously don't need it, I just thought it'd be nice to show off, because this is what it would look like in a run. If you get it, you just get to come over here, which is nice. And our dog has joined the party. Nothing wrong with that. He's just trying to relax. So now we make our way over. This is where the end of this cycle section comes around. You just jump in and out of here. Kind of scary to do in Talon Trot. I don't blame you if you don't wanna. Once you get the rest of the notes though, you can just jump and make a bolt cycle. Not the right one, not the fast one, but we made one nonetheless. Hit the witch switch, we'll be coming back for that Jiggy in an amount of time. Ideally, you can dodge the saw blades here. And normally you would fly over and you would go get your gold feathers. Obviously, that's not much of an option for us. We're just gonna, you know, flap on over and get our Jiggy. Maybe we should have gotten it earlier. Doesn't matter too much. End of the day, you're just setting up. It's not about a time thing. I'm just trying to throw some speedrun tech in there for the fans. I know for a fact, jumping in on the PAL version, or maybe it's the Switch version because there's no lag. It's just, it's different. It's hard. And there are all your Jinjos. That Jiggy checks out. There's a couple more we can get, I believe. We'll find them. Grabbing some notes. Obviously, this is an easy Jiggy. I honestly forgot this one exists. That explains the count in my head a little bit better. Just run up the tail, not a huge risk of falling. You can jump early if you get scared and rat-a-tat-rap on the platform. Great place to fill up on feathers. There's a way faster thing you can do there. When you rat-a-tat-rap that gate, spam the A button to flutter, and you'll save time. If you mess up the honeycomb thing, this is where you go back on the pipe. Otherwise, quick dive down. Quick room here, there's some fast strats you can do with eggs. Obviously, we don't have eggs on us. But just hit them with a couple of beak busts. Grab some notes. You'll be fine. This guy is not like trying to even attack me at all. That's weird. You can do some egg stuff, jump up there, and get that Jiggy before it even spawns, actually, which is really cool, but obviously not happening here today. Just jump up and grab it. That's 7. There's one more to grab. And 87 is the correct number, because we're going to grab the last 7 here, and that'll give us 94 notes. If you're still going after honeycombs, because you want some more health to be safe, here is the other one. You get it during the swimming section. It's a little tight. Right there is where you would grab it. We're not trying to do that today. And he's gone. So we're just gonna come grab the Jiggy. And that's Clankers. Pretty simple level, straightforward. Not a lot differing between the speedrun. Excuse me. We're waiting to drown anyways, so I needed to just kind of get that out of the way. There we go. Alright. You didn't splash around to find enough to find the move? Sorry, Bottles, but it's not what we're here to do today. The next level is Bubble Gloop. If you're a Banjo Kazooie fan, most of the time you are going to say that this is your least favorite level. And that is because it's kind of boring. There's a lot of just waiting sections you gotta do. Including the dastardly Mr. Vile game, which because of our lack of speed shoes, we will have to beat without using speed shoes for the Jiggy. I mean, theoretically, we can skip some Jiggies if we want. I'm not opposed. Because Jiggies are just used to open up levels. And we don't even go to Click Clock Wood with this note route. So, you know. Maybe I'll just skip Bubble Gloop or Vile. He has some notes in there though, so we still gotta do everything with the crocodile. If you want, you can do Mr. Vile if you want. I won't recommend it. It's good practice for beating him. So. Before we go to Bubble Gloop, you need to open up Breezy Peak, which with our health count, admittedly, a little scary. But we're learning Silt Stride in a moment later, or in a moment anyways. It's not too big of a deal. You can walk all the way around first. You don't have to be an absolute legend like me and just jump over from the start. But it's the little things that save time like that. In FFM runs, you won't get a free heal, so it's a little scarier. Breezy Peak is open. If you want, heal on the beehive, but you're about to get a full heal anyways, so no point. In FFM runs, I would highly recommend healing on that, so you have no chance of dying. So only one Jiggy that requires eggs. And it is the crocodile statue ones. You would normally shoot eggs in these statues, they'd spawn around the map, and you would get them all. Obviously, we're not doing that here today, so nothing to worry about there. There's some cool stuff that you do with those, though, that are fun in a speedrun. The big thing about Bubble Gloop Swamp, or the first part of the movement, is you're trying to hit this lily pad cycle that I've already missed, I think, but whatever. So you don't have to take damage. Otherwise, you just YOLO jump it. I took damage anyways, so it doesn't matter too much. That's embarrassing. We can get a quick Jiggy here. There's some fun movement that you can do to save yourself an extra backflip or two. Normally, with more health from the honeycombs, because at this point you would have 7, because you would have gone 3 or 2 from Mumbo's Bound, TTC, and Clankers, so you could just jump over and have no problems with like dying or anything. But I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. We'll walk it. This is a fun time jiggy. It's a lot of quick movement that, I'll be honest with you, for safety purposes, I'm not going to be doing that quick. I'm just going to be walking along. Normally, you'd be doing the whole thing I would talk about. You would shoot the croc here. Did I miss a note? Yeah. Mumbo tokens, a nice egg refill if you wasted a bunch in Clankers. Or some other level, even this one, actually. Come up, quick Jinjo, back down. This is the toughest part. You gotta run and get the notes. Without the lag, though, pretty manageable, to be honest with you. Now, at this point, we'd be high enough to take fall damage, but if you jump over the flibbits, it activates a text box. And we don't have gold feathers. Normally, you would just use gold feathers. This just became a lot scarier to do on 1 health, I'll be honest with you, or 2 health. So I guess just kill all the flibbits like normal, because you're not doing it with gold feathers, God knows. This is slow. They're not even jumping at me anymore. I'm not going into the water. Oh dear. Alright, alright. Stop running. Stop running. Alright, well, ideally, you guys do a better job than me. I'm not proud. And instead of picking up this Jiggy, go ahead and skip it for now. You grab it later and you can skip the dance. Or like the little Jiggy deal. For the huts, you can either smash them and use the shock spring pad, or you can jump like this. These jumps are kind of precise though. And because there's no lag on Switch, I honestly don't even recommend it unless you're like doing it fast. There's a cutscene overlap you can do with the egg statue here, but we're obviously not shooting eggs, so go ahead and just pound the wood switch. This one, always break. You don't have enough height to reach up here. So it won't work even if you try and jump. This one is the easiest one. It's the one that's closest, so no problems there. Another quick sip of water. Just jump back down. Hit a quick flutter to cancel fall damage. That's a fun, that's not even input delay. If you slide off of a slope, you can't jump, okay, for a short amount of time. So it's kind of awkward. Real quick, we're going to use our stilt stride to come grab some more notes. I don't think jumping's faster here. I'm doing it just for the fun of it, I guess. I don't know. Another Jinjo. I was gonna grab that gold feather, but then I realized that we can't even use them, so what's the point? Some quick notes. You can actually ground pound or beak bust to save a little bit of time. Normally another statue here that we're skipping today. I'm getting some health. Just kidding, I'm losing health. And I didn't even get it. What a terrible day to be a Banjo Kazooie fan. We actually need health because we're gonna do some more damage boost strats in just a second. There's notes and honeycombs and a Jiggy in here, but I'm probably gonna skip it just because it's another one that just takes a while. Give me some health. You want to jump in here, get the Jinjo real quick. I'll leave in just the purple one to get, which you will do as the alligator in a little bit. Whoops. Goodness, there's a bunch of birds outside, like flying together. It's crazy. This is just a memory game. Do it if you want. I'm skipping slow Jiggies because you can skip 9, it would appear. and be fine. So now we're coming back over. The only thing left to do is basically turn into the crocodile. And you want, normally in a speedrun, you still stride through these first two parts of the mazes and then take damage during the third one. Obviously, we're low on health from not grabbing honeycombs, so we're probably not going to do that. Being low on health has its benefits, by the way. When setting up FFM, you're obviously trying to die in the minigame, so you die a little faster. I don't know if it's worth it or not, it's up to you. Because FFM is just a setup. It doesn't actually take away from your time at all. This is a scary Jiggy. I'll keep it $1.50 with you. Grade me a suspend point. I would hate to fall here. You can be safe and jump normally and slowly walk over, or you can, like, the camera rotating here should not ever happen. The fact that I didn't die just now is crazy to me, but normally you can jump with a static camera like that. It's super easy. Again, I guess you could take the damage, but if you're going to fight or going to do the Vile Jiggy, be prepared that if you lose to Vile, he'll hit you for 2 health. So a lot of risk, a lot of reward. Got Mumbo here. You can actually jump up here and get a honeycomb. You can see it. We obviously don't need it though. And here we go. Need new boots? Sorry, Mumbo. Unfortunate, can't happen. So, crocodile movement, interesting enough. I'm pretty sure just spamming the chomp button is the quickest way to move around. So no reason not to. Vile's in here, we're skipping Vile. Just jump up here. Oh, well, if the camera would rotate around, thank you. Quick Mumbo token, walk back out. Now this is where you can finally pick up the Jiggy from earlier. And skip the dance. It saves a couple seconds, you might as well. Grab a couple of the notes. You can probably skip that second one actually. Get the Jinjo, and you can grab the Jiggy immediately after getting the Jinjo, so that's why you would come back for your notes or whatever. You got 5 more before the level's over. Where is he? You'd normally Death Warp on this guy, your health ideally a lot lower than mine, but not too bad. And we're out. That's Bubble Gloop Swamp for ya. An interesting level. You'll learn to hate it too. Trust me. Trust me. Most people don't like Rusty Bucky Bay or like clankers. You, as a speedrunner, you end up appreciating those levels a little bit more than you would like to admit. Alright. Breezy Peak, a fun level actually. Kinda slow like Bubble Gloop, but you know, at least it's fun. Real quick, do a quick trick here to get the Jiggy. I'm holding straight left for that jump off of the shock spring pad. Otherwise it'll be a lot harder to get up here. Alternatively, hit the switch, come down the pipe, vanilla. Save some time though. Notes are coming along nicely, 385. Halfway there. If you do want to take the shock spring down, and actually we do need to activate it, I just realized, so do come in here. For some reason, there's like no lag on the Switch version except for this one room. The Gobies lobby creates a crazy amount of lag for an emulator. It's noticeable. I'm sure you can actually see it right now. It's weird, huh? You can get this Jiggy whenever. Usually you would get it after Gobies, but we'll get now. You just roll into the corner of the sarcophagus here. Easy Jiggy, easy Mumbo token. Whoops. I mean, you know, hold on. I hate to beat this guy, but I'm curious about something. You can not get that Jiggy, I don't think. So confused. Maybe you can get that one. Maybe this game is interesting in the fact that some of the lighthouse or some of the light pads work even if you don't know the move. This might be one of the cases because right now I don't know how you get the Jiggy. So Breezy Peak actually requires eggs for quite a good chunk of stuff. Cool trick you can do with the Twinklies if you just kill them there. And then hide the camera from spawning more. You can just wait. Well, we got 7 Jiggies in here and 92 notes. What Jiggies are we missing? Obviously the Christmas one. The one that requires flight. I don't know. We'll find out the hard way, I'm sure. And normally you'd hit that button with 3 eggs. We can't do that. We're just here for the notes. We're also missing 8 notes. Or we're gonna be missing 8 notes, which is interesting. You still want to come in here for a variety of... Okay, we want this Mumbo token, please. For a variety of reasons. Well, of course, being the Christmas present, and also the notes. Normally there's a Jiggy at the top. We can't get it because there are no eggs. So just snag some quick notes. And the present. Oh, the Sir Slush Jiggies. So that's 3. Those are the 3 you can get. This is a move that's super easy to miss. It's Beak Bomb, which is extremely important for speedruns. I actually forgot it when I was first setting up my FFM file. Super embarrassing. Another Mumbo token right here if you want to get it. And to jump, blame it on input delay, not my poor movement. You can just get the Jinjo like that. And you would fly around to Mumbos and turn into the seal at this point. Which we will go do. But first we're grabbing these notes to make the races a little easier. We might come back, or we're not going to come back to Breezy Peak. We're going to skip the second Banjo race, because you need speed shoes for it. And you learn those in Gobies, and so it's just not worth doing right now. But we will do the seal stuff first. Because the seal stuff saves time. Okay, come on. Just trying to get over to Mumbo's, grabbing a couple of notes solely because I can. You don't need to be doing that. You can get them during the race pretty easily, actually. Alright. Wake them up, come up here, get your notes, get your Jinjos. Three tokens. There's only one more transformation, which requires 20, and that's the Pumpkin in Mad Monster Mansion. 25 for the B and Click Clock Wood, which we're not going to, so that's not a huge deal to us. Seal, or walrus. This is a walrus, not a seal. My apologies. Normally a honeycomb under that Sir Slush there. Obviously we can't get it, so we're just grabbing the notes. And you know what, just for fun, these notes, normally there's a Mumbo token under that Sir Slush you can grab. Obviously we can't. Oh god, we didn't wake up Boggy. I've made an error in my routing. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm not lazy, I'll add a note to go wake up Boggy first before turning into the walrus. And you know, if I didn't, I'm sorry for people watching this video right now. You're losing a good chunk of your life because of me. For that, I apologize. It's not too big of a deal, though. Just gotta go back out, and we gotta climb the scarf. That is the critical step we were missing. How much health are we at? Sure. I would hate to take another death, so we'll just walk across. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the present's down here. You can totally grab this as the walrus. But because of the way we're doing this without flight, you might as well just grab it now. Up and over, well, up. This is a great feather refill. During the speedrun, obviously we don't really need the feathers right now. We need a couple for Gobies, which I'll get into once we get into that level. Guess we should do everything up here, because I doubt we're coming back up. I just know myself better than that. Which includes flying out to this pipe. A little scary. Try not to miss it if you do. Bummer. Set a safe state, I guess. On over. Get the last present. And normally you would fly up to the top. We can't do that, so that's how we end up missing 8 notes and a Jiggy. Take the sled back down. This is what wakes up Boggy. Also gives you a Mumbo token. Now we go back and turn into the seal. Because there's Boggy, as you can see. Or the walrus. I don't know why I always call him a seal. Call it a nasty habit of mine. I'm not trying to take too much damage. The Boggy Race is pretty self-explanatory. He rubber bands, so you gotta be a little careful. If you're not going for any leg strats where you're grabbing notes around his leg, it's not too difficult, though. So you're fine. Alright, walk back over to the Boggy Race. That almost hit me. Goodness, I gotta juke him out a little bit. Or when these Surge Slushes are dead, you got nothing to worry about. It's faster to jump uphill as the walrus. Fun fact. I guess I already grabbed the notes as Banjo. I'm crazy. Alright, hop on the sled. Showtime. Pretty easy race as the walrus because you can jump in the water and the slope abuse is a lot easier, which I'll demonstrate in a second. When you're on an uphill, if you jump, you will climb it way faster, case in point. We don't want Boggy to rubber band too much though, because we're trying to grab some stuff during the middle of this fight, or this race, so we'll let him come back in front of us. Take the lead, wrap around. Quick Jinjo. Don't let Boggy get in your head, you're doing just fine. The rubber banding slows down a lot once he gets back ahead of you. So just kind of feel free to pass him, he's not doing anything to you. The race despawns the Surge Slushes, so you can get the Mumbo token there, but if you miss it like me, well, suffer the consequences. My bad. We'll be back here as Banjo in a sec, but that is all the notes for this level, which is nice. Now, unfortunately, we do have to go turn back into Banjo so we can get this final Jinjo. But just say hi to Waza. Quick Mumbo token in the water here that you can get. It's important to stock up to 20 for this FFM setup. And you know, a Death Warp is admittedly probably the fastest way out of here, so I might not even use the Stilt Shoes. I'll just take 1 damage and call it a day. Okay, well, I'm grabbing him now. The input delay... It's actually, that was probably another slope mistake on my part, but either way. That almost hit us, and I would have been very sad. Alright, just finishing up in Waz's cave. An orange Jinjo will give us our final Jiggy for this area. Which is 5. Which doesn't seem right. Because we forgot to turn in the presents. And I'm not sure if you die if they respawn or not. So we're gonna go walk him back up. This is a mistake from me. As soon as we went and woke up Boggy, I should have walked back in. But, you know, we're fairly close to the entrance anyways. Just a skip and a hop across the level will be fine. Just gonna enjoy the great music a little bit more. Now I guess Death Warping is kinda pointless, and we're just gonna be on incredibly low health for no reason, but it's okay. Go ahead, turn in the presents to the kids. Guess I should have healed. Can I take fall damage? That would be lovely. Alright, that's better. I'd rather lose a life and go back to being on 5 health than not. And now we're out. Now normally you would come up here and do some funky stuff with the flight platform. I'm not sure if it works or not. It probably does. But it doesn't matter because we haven't activated the Mad Monster Mansion. Oh, well, we can't get it anyways because it takes eggs to knock this down. I'm an idiot. At this point, we need to go open up Gobies Valley, which is objectively the hardest level for FFM setup because there's a lot of tricks, a lot of difficult clips, and by a lot I mean one. There's a difficult clip you have to do, and you have to be wary of what level you're gonna go open. Okay, we're gonna get 15 more Jiggies in this run. We're at 7 right now. 9 plus 10 is 19. Yeah, we have plenty. We'll have plenty of Jiggies. Doing some quick math. My apologies. Also, at some point, we want to come down and get the lobby Jiggy for clankers. But honestly, I'm probably gonna end up skipping it. Go ahead and get the Stilt Stride boots if you're scared. I'm not really scared of Gobies Valley. So we're just gonna jump across. And that is where we will start this level. But for now, I'm gonna have to take a quick cut. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're back. Let me tell you. It's been 3 hours. Just had a riveting discussion about philosophy. That is not the point. Because we are at the level that honestly is the only level that warrants this video in the first place. Gobies Valley. You mess up in Gobies, you're in for a world of hurt. Go back to Vile. You won't have enough notes, so you'll have to find a way to open CCW. So, the only move in Gobies is, of course, the Speed Shoes, which we don't have yet. We'll get in the future. We are going to start by doing the hardest trick in Gobies Valley, which is Goby Clip. Let me tell you guys, if you don't set a save point, a save state, I hope you're ready to die. This is a hard trick, especially for beginners, and on PAL, it's even different. So if you see down near the bottom left of this here corner of the Sphinx, there is a black line on the ground. You want to line up with that line, and according to the PAL version, you want to rat-a-tat-rap along it. I'm not sure how quick, probably just like that. I'm about to find out for myself. And by doing so, you will hopefully clip into the corner. Easier said than done, obviously. You want to make sure you get a good camera angle first. Okay. I'll keep it a $1.50 with you. I'm not so sure this is gonna work. You can always do the beak barge strat, which is much more difficult. And, you know, case in point. But it's important to get it. There's a lot of stuff that makes this harder. First of all, frame rate on emulators is different, right? Setup, or the way this trick works, I assume is different. I can't tell you for sure. I might just be lying to make myself feel better. But it's a tough one. Oh, okay, well, so my problem there was I was full jumping. Or I wasn't full jumping. Full jump, rat-a-tat-rap, you're in. I'm actually gonna do that again. Just to show it off, because this could cause some problems. So just line up your camera, first of all. You come down. One, full jump, rat-a-tat-rap later, and it looks like you kind of just zip right in. Now, if the camera decides to just totally mess around with you, you can get inside with a quick Talon Trot jumps. Still on 1 health though, which, depending on who you ask, is not good. In order to make these carpets go up, take some eggs. We obviously don't have them. We're here for the notes that we can get. Be careful. There is a like grab hand right here. I'm actually going to use them to get some free health, which I would highly recommend you do. But if you do this, you get some extra notes, which, believe it or not, these 5 notes that you just grabbed are critical, because by the end of this, the amount of notes that we will collect in this route is 768 out of the 765 necessary. So it is pretty important. Now, you would like to zoom in the camera here and face away from this thing, which I messed up because I'm not used to switch controls. Because we can get this Jiggy. There's a backup that you can do, which involves running up the hill and then jumping back and rat-a-tat-rapping onto it. It's kind of tricky. And to be honest, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 jumps. You want to jump near the nose. If I can't get it, it's fine. You can do it in flight in this level too. There you go. You got to rat-a-tat-rap a little earlier than you may think, which is fine. Next thing you want to do is not die. I'm a little nervous now. Okay. You can jump at an angle here to get up on top of these. We're going to come down to the stilt. Okay. Never mind. Quick cut. Alright. My apologies, everybody. An awkward death to take. It goes to show, Gobies is a very dangerous level in the speedrun, especially when you're choking on Gobi Clip and other things. But back to where we were, we're still striding across the sand. There's a Mumbo token in the corner we'll want to grab. Other than that, we're just picking up notes. You can also get this when you're getting the Jiggy at the top of the Sphinx later, but I feel like, for one reason or another, I just don't like the vibes that gives off. So we're just gonna keep going. So the next big thing that we gotta know about Gobies is that it requires a lot of eggs. These statues all require eggs to raise a pyramid in the center, which automatically gets rid of a good chunk of notes that we can get, and also a Jiggy, which is unfortunate, but and the witch switch, but we find a way around that. No need to get the honeycomb unless you want to. It'll spawn inside the cactus ring and you can fly through it later. It's up to you. Instead, we'll just head over to the matching game. This is a pretty quick Jiggy. This guy, you don't have gold feathers to kill him, which isn't too big of a deal. I messed up. You're supposed to hit that blue egg first. Then kind of come down like this. You would hit this one. Snag it. This one. Go ahead and just feel free to just copy the pattern. Musical note is this one. You can tell I haven't played this game in a while, alright? Even I tend to make quite a few mistakes, case in point. Get the other Kazooie, please. This one is the Mumbo. My mistake, fellas. A 49. You know, a normal time for that would be like a 63. So you know I lost 14 seconds in there, but what are you gonna do about it? Keep moving on. Did I grab the green Jinjo, or was I a fool and forgot? I'm gonna take a quick peek. I did. I'm not a fool. Okay, so after you come out of here, pretty simple. You want to jump onto the ramp. You missed the note. No harm, no foul. We're grabbing some notes for a bit. And normally you would come here and you would jump onto here and do the thing. Instead, we're gonna come down and notice that these fly pads work. For some reason, they are activated, even if they're not supposed to be. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in one, and the ring over there, the flying there was super bad, by the way. We're just gonna beak bomb through it, activate another ring, and we're gonna go do the Grabba Jiggy. Now, before we actually do this, we're gonna grab it and fly it by beak bombing the Grabba. If you miss it, you are going to learn speed shoes immediately and then go and get the Jiggy with the speed shoes in the corner, which I will demonstrate in a bit. But we're gonna hold up, and Banjo always beaks bomb where his like shorts and feet like meet. So you wanna line that up with the Jiggy and you'll grab it most of the time. The Grabba's gonna spawn in a sec with the Jiggy. I'm aiming Banjo's shorts. They're lined up. You grab the Jiggy. Beak bombing always aims to the center of the screen, which is Banjo's shorts. Now after we get that, we're gonna come over here, beak bomb this. That was actually a perfect beak bomb. It didn't recoil at all. It's crazy. And we're dropping into Ruby's hut, which takes eggs to get the Jiggy. We're not concerned about it. We're just here for the notes and the Mumbo token. See you later, Ruby. And now, real quick, there are two things we want to do. First one, come over, learn the move. Objectively speaking, there are some notes that I just remembered to grab. You're going to want to jump, and remember that you're a fool. I'll keep it a $1.50 with you. I forgot how to even do that jump. There are some notes right there that we want to get. And we would also normally want to walk down here without activating this guy, but I messed it up by learning the move. You could hit this guy first and then learn the move, and if you do it like I did, well, you can get better at this than me. I believe in you. Alright, be a better runner than I am. Again, I'm not aiming for the nose at all, and that's why none of these attempts are working. And also, I'm just an idiot. Goodness gracious, watch the camera at least. Thank you. This is important to be knocking these out of the way. I think flying is gonna be the way to go. So what we're gonna do is gonna grab all these notes, and we're just gonna go right back over to flying. Don't worry if you take a little bit of damage. And beak bomb over here. And come inside. Oh, you can also ride the magic carpet alternatively, but that's vanilla. We're better than that. Some more notes. Now, as far as flight sections go, I don't think there's really anything left to do. Except for the final ring, which we can get in a loading zone. So, don't even worry about it. Don't sweat it. We can now pour the water into the moat. It's important that you don't do this part, okay, until you have done all of your flight stuff. Because if you do, then you can't use the fly pads anymore. And if you messed up Grabba, the speed shoes for him are right here. You would get it and you would run down. Simple enough. Whoops, that's awkward. So this is a pretty quick just movement challenge. You just gotta go quick, grab the notes as you go, you can jump. And if it seems like it's gonna be close, you can actually pause buffer. And pausing in Banjo Kazooie, whenever there's a timer down, will like stall out the timer. So it'll give you more time to reach the hole, which is good, because on the Switch version, because of the less lag and everything, I noticed that the timer ticked down a little faster than I'm used to, which you may be used to as well. That's 3 Jiggies. We are aiming for 6. Which is nice. Moat equals filled. If I forgot anything, it's gonna look real awkward when I have to load the save state and do it all again. But that won't happen. Okay, so we already grabbed all the notes, so here's what we're gonna do. Zoom in the camera and run along this scene. We're gonna activate, hopefully, the last ring. If not, then I am a fool. Oh, it's not. Okay, well, if you... I thought that was the last ring, I miscounted. Whatever, we'll pretend that it was. You would grab up here, get the notes, come down, and quick dive into the water. I have a backup for that, no worries. There's another easy way to get that ring. 2 Jinjos? I don't know why I've been collecting Jinjos this whole time. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. One of them is in the tomb that we can't get to, so it'll never be open. I think that was the last note. It was. So here's what we're gonna do. You remember that memory game? That is an easy loading zone that we can go into and reload and re-exit, and that'll make the first ring spawn up there again. Before that though, forgot to route Gobi into this. Do it now. Assuming you've been following me, you just made the same mistake I did. This is another quick Jiggy. You would normally get this in flight. We all make mistakes in the heat of the moment. And by the way, I would like to reiterate that this is by no means an example like 100% run or route. The routes are uniquely different for FFM and no FFM because of, you know, flight and eggs. But this is how you would want to get started. I don't even know why I did that. We can leave. This is just a little helpful tutorial on setting. It's like it's an example run basically, or an example setup of FFM, which I thought might be helpful for some people because I am a visual learner. Again, we're doing the same thing. We're just gonna follow the seam all the way around, never pointing the camera towards the ring or it'll spawn in. And there you go. That's the last one, I'm sure. Thank you. So there's another Jiggy. We can just come up and get it right now. And because we just freed Gobi, we will also... we should have done this in a different order, I admit. We should have gone to Gobi and Trunker first, gone Speed Shoes, and then skipped the Jiggy dance with this. But it's not a big deal. And this will make 6 Jiggies, which is obviously all of them. Whoops. Gobi, difficult hitbox is what I'm gonna tell myself. Now normally you would like climb up the tree, hop on or something. We're gonna do something a little fancy involving the Speed Shoes to, because if you grab a Jiggy with the Speed Shoes, it skips the little jig. Case in point. And now we are at 80 notes, which is perfect because now we're gonna go grab the last 11. You would normally death warp here in any Banjo Kazooie run. You want to run all the way by Grabba, and hopefully you have more health than me. If not, there is a beehive that I've already hit. Alright, don't worry. I'll show you some backup health. Actually, if I just kill this guy, but do I trust myself? The answer is no. Quick save state. The best way to fight enemies usually is a quick rat-a-tat-rat. Case in point. That'll be plenty of health to get the rest of this done. I feel like the one thing that I've shown you in this run is maybe grabbing the extra honeycombs is worth something. And we're out. That is the hardest level. If you guys just got through that, FFM setup is basically free. Because Mad Monster Mansion is an extremely easy level. You can basically get all the notes and almost all of the jiggies, save for one, which is the flower pots in the cemetery that you would put eggs into. Rusty Bucky Bay, we're obviously not going to get any jiggies, but I'll show you how to get all the notes with some cool speed run tech, and then I will show you how to actually set up FFM, and we'll be good to go. First things first, we got to go open up Mad Monster Mansion. There is a trick to skip opening up the level, but it is pixel perfect and very difficult. So as a beginner or just starting out, don't recommend it. Even if you got a good intermediate time, still not necessary. It's definitely an advanced strat, but it does save a 2 minutes or so it's worth. I hope that this has been at least partially helpful to some of those runners out there. Because, first of all, there isn't a PAL setup for FFM, but you can figure out the difference easily enough. And it's been a while since one of these has been made. I'm the kind of guy to help. We need to get all 9 jiggies from Mad Monster Mansion to open up the level, I just realized. Because I haven't gotten the lobby jiggies yet. Which is fine. It's funner that way anyways. All the notes will lead us towards the jiggies in the first place. Quick Mumbo token, another quick dive. And we're going back. 15. We might need some more Mumbo tokens. I'm trying to think of how many you get in Mad Monster Mansion before you transform. I'll keep it $1.50 with you guys. I'm concerned about the token count. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 off the top of my head. 4. No, because that's after you transform. 3. Perhaps it would be beneficial to go grab some Mumbo tokens. I'll go grab a quick one. You would normally get this during a run anyways. Chalk spring pad up. Crossed. Chalk spring pad up again. Mumbo token. 16. I'm sure we can find 4 Mumbo tokens before we transform into the pumpkin. Alright, back to the Mad Monster Mansion lobby. Mad Monster Mansions is a really fun level, especially on the Switch. On the N64, there was admittedly a lot of lag because you were so high up you could see the whole level. On the Switch, there's not really as much lag, and it's a lot of fun to run in and out of the buildings. Before we enter MMM, very important that you open up this gate first. You could usually pop it open with eggs, but quick rat-a-tat-rap will also get the job done. And now we go to Mad Monster Mansion. This route looks more complicated than it is, but go ahead and follow me along. It's basically 100%. This is what the 100% route will look like, minus 1 jiggy. So it will be the fastest way. So normally you have eggs to help break those windows a little faster. There are 2 windows on the first floor that you want opened because you will lead the pumpkin transformation into them later. We are getting absolutely bodied I'm nervous. So Jiggy there, Mumbo token there. There's a directly across from the Mumbo token is a Jinjo that we will be collecting as well. Worried about the health. Goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Normally you would shoot an egg across the way and use gold feathers to break open all of those faster, but alas. So we're running all the way around. You want to get the 3 notes here. You can leave the one in that far corner. And then you're going to hop on here. Ideally, the bat isn't, you know, getting in your head like he is in mine. My bad. And you would have just jumped right on up. But anyways, you get that far. Dude. No, give me the health. Embarrassing, really, but what are you gonna do about it? And then you are just gonna enter the big window here. Because my health is so low and Chompa's hit for 2 health, that would have killed me, so I'm just gonna play it safe. Actually do a cool strat to just roll underneath him and save some time. Another Mumbo token. I don't know why I was so worried. We are going to have plenty of Mumbo tokens. I keep forgetting about all these ones. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other room. Go ahead and just hop in there. Plenty of notes in here. And you know, if you leave, or if you enter the chimney with 28 notes, that you were right on the money. It can be kind of easy to slip off the edges, but it happens. So as soon as we enter, we're going to want to immediately hold like down and to the left to get this Mumbo token, the fire, without actually taking damage. I, being the very talented runner that I am, messed it up. And I'm going to have to take damage now, but hopefully you're better than that. So important not to wake up Napper here, obviously, but you can just jump across, no problem. If you do, have fun. Going all the way back around. You can use this fly pad, but there's nothing to use it for, so the run continues. 2 health is concerning going into the hedge maze because the ghosts are chasing you and you don't have gold feathers. So for that reason, I'm gonna ask you guys to probably make a save state if your health is as low as mine. But it's all about speed. So really try not to drop those Talon Trots, and you can probably just outrun these ghosts. No problem. Follow the route through the maze, you're gonna end up with 43, I believe. You can grab this token if you need another token. We don't, but I'm a fool, so I'll show you where it is. It is 42, good. So instead of breaking this for health, we're gonna do something, it's a fun trick. You hop, you see how the honey hive is bobbing up and down? You can actually jump based on that verticality. You can see Banjo bobbing on it. So at the peak of the honey box, we want to jump onto this hedge here, and then across and over. I'll probably go down and around to avoid damage though. So just like that, you can rat-a-tat-rap to make it easier, and then you can just jump and jump. This is normally where you would shoot your eggs in. And that is a nice place to restock on resources mid-run. Obviously, we don't have to do that because we're not using any resources, but I digress. You would feed all these pots, and then you would come up here to where Mumbo is. We're not going to Mumbo yet, though. We are going on top of the head and then down and across. I don't want to take damage on the thorns, so I'm playing it safe. Make sure to pop this open. It's important. Another Mumbo token. We are having way more than necessary. My bad. Now we get the Templar Jiggy. This one is a fun one. There's a nice specific route that you can use if you don't mess up like me. Ideally, you want to land on top of it when it starts. Don't go for that A, go for this A down here. This is the A that you want. We'll let the ghost pass. Because obviously lines right up with the A, N, J, and O. Jump off, grab the note real quick. O, around, and then you're set up immediately for the K. Nice. And the A, and the Z, and everything else. This route is just the quickest way to do this Jiggy. You don't need to get these notes because we'll get them on the way out and as the Jiggy spawns. Skip the text, it's faster. Or it makes the Jiggy just appear instead of waiting a little longer. And so far, Mad Monster Mansion, going fairly well. It's a pretty straightforward level. Be careful to not take damage on the hidden skeleton there. It has killed a run of mine, for sure. Another Mumbo token. As you guys can see now, I was a little paranoid. So similar to Mumbo's Mountain, we can try and do a skip with this Jinjo dance. But it is obviously going to be much tighter. I get it anyways. That would be lovely. There's a Mumbo token in that Whiplash that you can get. But for now, we're going to go enter the church. Plenty of notes in there for us to take advantage of. And a Jiggy, but that's not the point. Use our newly learned speed shoes to get over there real quick, and if you didn't have them, you could always just pause buffer the timer and make it without them pretty easily. Now, no gold feathers. Dealing with these ghosts is a little scary, I'll admit. The quickest way up is from the little... Well, I messed it up. This is embarrassing. I'm ashamed. Messing that whole thing up really ruined my flow. You know what? Screw it. Hit a double backflip if you're being chased and say, I don't want to go fast. I love going slow. Probably gonna take some damage here. Oh my goodness. He's insane. What a maneuver. If you do end up taking too much damage, quick beehive over there. Meantime, let's go to Moat's hand. And let me go ahead and pull up the codes. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Alright, my bad. Trying to save some time here. That being said, I still misread which one it was. So the code is the same every time. And so in runs, you'll want to write this down or pull it up. Like a document or something telling you where everything is, so you can just hit them all real quick. Definitely saves some time. No, wrong one. Well, just dropping the health a little bit more, which is very scary on this part of the level, the church in particular, for one reason that I'll get into in a little bit. Except we can't use fly pads, so I guess it wouldn't be scary. Normally you would fly up, hit the witch switch and the honeycomb up there, which I guess we wouldn't do in this run anyways, but hindsight's 2020. And you would fall damage cancel down, but if you hit the ghost, not only are you taking 1 damage, it'll reactivate the fall damage you were supposed to take, and then you're in a world of hurt. Oh, you can use it. Well, there's no reason to. So I'll spare you guys the details. Ghost is coming for us. I hate this. I wish I had gold feathers. I'm gonna die. Let's go get some health. I hate these guys. Whenever I'm in a run, I gold feather them immediately. I leave nothing to chance. Get some health. Get away from the bees before we re-enter Talon Trot. You want to do this pew first, because then you can jump to the second one really quick. Oh my god. Please, 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 please. What did Mr. Nintendo intend to happen here? Surely he didn't intend for you to get these notes without taking out the ghost. Anyways, if you do the movement right, it looks something like this. Right? Pretty simple. You can jump from one pew to the next. Or you have some problems like me. And what's wrong with a couple problems? I am sorry though, it did kill a lot of time. So, a lot of notes here, and just some fun movement. This is one of the very noticeable parts of having no lag. It feels great. Going on top of the church, or, yeah. You want to grab 3 pairs of notes, start climbing up. Once you get here, jump, beak bust, and you come all the way back down. So it saves you a little bit of time. Make sure not to slide off the edge. Get here in Talon Trot, full jump. If you're on top, you'll take fall damage, so make sure you're jumping just into the note. And now is the time to turn into the pumpkin. This is the final transformation of the run. You can see, costs 20. Here are 2 notes. Perfect. In a run, this is normally where you grab the Jiggy from the pots, skip another dance similar to the one we did in Bubble Gloop Swamp after the Flibbits. Quick Mumbo token here that you would normally get for the run as well. And some quick movement on up. And here is where a honeycomb is. Fun fact, that's why we break that window in the run. Obviously not necessary for the FFM setup, but I blame that on muscle memory. Same way with why I'm showing you this, the Mumbo tokens now. It's just kind of out of habit. You'd get a Mumbo token, and then you would go mess around with Lago. There's a quick Jiggy down here, and you also want to be getting closer to death warping right about now, because you're going to end on a death warp. So if you have a ton of health in the run, it's good to take damage on these Champas and restock on gold feathers. Obviously, because we have so little, we don't mind. Okay, falling there is actually horrible. It's really bad. You do that in a run, it's time to just say your prayers. I was trying to be quick with it, I'm sorry. This is like your only backup, is to just come back along the hedge. And I guess you can just walk it the other way around. It's probably a little faster. Whatever, anyways, we're just trying to get to the drain pipe. Grab some more notes. And we're basically out of here at this point. Just come back on up. Here's that note that we were gonna get earlier. Or that we saved for earlier. From earlier, my bad. This is where you would come around, get your final couple notes. If you need some gold feathers, go ahead and grab some in your runs. Obviously not right now, not necessary. Gives you a solid 90, or I mean, a solid, what am I even talking about? I don't know. Just grab the notes, get the Jiggy, try to avoid damage until, you know, you feel comfortable going through all this movement on 1 health. And you end with 100 notes, and that's it. Rusty Bucky Bay is all that's left. Now to get to Rusty Bucky Bay, this is why we leave as the pumpkin and open the gate. We have to raise the water level, which happens over here. Or down here. I think it's faster actually jump down this. My bad. So we'll just raise the water level real quick. Wake up Mumbo. And another Mumbo token. Because when you wake up Mumbo, you can't immediately transform. He has to wait a couple seconds. So you lose no time grabbing that token there. And now we go. So we're gonna take a reset here, but you have to wait for us to load back in. If you reset any earlier, you're gonna soft lock your game and it won't save. But the switch, so the water level won't raise, but the switch will still be pressed down. You feel me? You've skipped basically all of the lobby jiggies. Normally you would actually get one on the way up, which I guess we'll do. No reason not to. And because we don't have eggs, it's really annoying what we're doing here. By the way, if you're making this file, I guess I should have said this, usually better you use file 2. But that's not the point. I should have put that in at the start of this video. You can use file 1, but it's just kind of easier to delete it. And you don't want to delete your FFM file. We'll skip this Jiggy, we don't need it. But that is the Clinker's Cavern, or the Clanker's Cavern Jiggy. And because of the eggs, we can't use the Cauldron, so we have to run all the way back up. Just call an excuse to practice your movement so you don't feel too bad about it. It's so weird how this is the only room that lags. I'm still surprised about it. Anyways, now it's time for Rusty Bucky Bay almost. We can at least go to the area where it's at now. Here. And now you can see the water level's been raised. So normally you'd have to do some convoluted platforming to get over to this box over here, but if we just hop on top of this here pipe, jump, and rat-a-tat-rap, you will notice that we can just raise the water level super easy. Now we can go open up the level, which is in the definitely not obvious loading zone. Rusty Bucket Bay is a difficult level. It's a run killer, mainly because of engine room. It's a place where instant death is common. And, you know, dying in this game makes you lose all your notes, which is just a real shame. That was literally the bare amount of jiggies you can get by with. That's how we do it. You can get enough jiggies to go to Click Clock Wood, by the way. You just can't skip the ones that I've just skipped. You have to go back to FP to race Boggy. Anyways, we need 765 notes. We're at 668, which means we could get 97. Might as well get all 100 anyways, though. Don't really need any jiggies, but might grab them anyways. First things first, come into the pipe. Rusty Bucket Bay can be a little confusing at first until you get a little bit more familiar with how it works. Or like where each loading zone goes. And then gets a lot of fun. It's a really fun level. So some quick movement out here, and we go to engine room really early because it's a run killing moment, and I'd rather lose a minute and a half compared to, you know, all of my time. So here's engine room. Everything's on a cycle. We're gonna grab the honeycomb just for showing off the cycle. Grab your Mumbo token. Up, 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 and here is where I will create a suspend point. just in case we end up dying on the rotating cylinders because of the input delay. Or like a sketchy camera angle like that. This is the hard part of engine room. I know what you're thinking when you normally slow down the saw blades. There's a little skip we can do to avoid that. But it's not easy. You gotta line Banjo up so he is straight on the pipe like this. You're gonna hold straight, take damage, and come back. Roll into the fans and jump through them, and ideally you could just go straight through. Well, not like that. I took the damage and jumped through, and I got recoiled on the way back, which means my timing was bad. But because my angle was good, I didn't get knocked into the void and die immediately, which is nice. This one is a lot easier, admittedly, than the second one. We're still gonna play it safe though, and line it up. As you can see, we went right through. We would pop the other switch. This is all to get a Jiggy, by the way, so I guess you really don't have to do this because we're just grabbing notes, but it's not the point. Never go in Talon Trot like I just did, by the way. It's pretty slow. You can clip in by just rubbing along the crack there long enough. And we're not on a time crunch, contrary to the popular belief. We're just gonna get some health, grab the notes, and keep going. That's engine room. That is what it'll look like in a run. It's tough, but it's manageable. Oh dear. Some notes. You want to come over and jump onto the box. It's obviously going to be faster. There's a Jinjo below here you would normally get, but we don't need the Jiggies anymore, so we're just going to skip over it and just jump all the way out. Once again, there's another Jinjo up here that you would normally get by slope abusing, which I will demonstrate how to do in a second. It's the same exact concept as everywhere else. Go on, roll, and you can backflip up. Obviously a little better backflip will do. But there's another quicker way to do this, if you so desire. That looks a little something like that, but it's easier to mess up, so do what makes you feel good. Grabbing these notes, and we're going back towards the boat now. This is the boombox Jiggy, which I guess we really don't need to get, especially without eggs. You can't even do the skip. But let's just pretend we got it. You would come out. You would also hit the witch switch up here, by the way. Up on top of this thing. Up point. We'd come out here, come down, and then cross into this room. If you're scared on health, rat-a-tat rapping these guys, definitely the way to go. Back out, try and grab the ladder. Now we're going through all of the blue locations, or all the blue containers. Just 4 notes in there. Don't try and look for anything else. You won't find anything. A lot going on in this second room for a Jinjo. You would normally get a Jinjo in here. There are no notes, just Jinjo and a Mumbo token, so I guess I don't really need to show it off. If you're here for the FFM setup, not for the 100% run, so I'm sure you guys will be fine. Coming up here, you can theoretically Talon Trot, like jump through these guys, and ideally you don't do that. But I'm a little nervous, so I just roll through them. Saves me some time. Or it doesn't save me time at all, is what I am trying to say. But it's safe. That's what it is. It's safe. So that makes 3. You want to try and jump low on the platforms so you can jump across more than once, and then roll, backflip. Couple more notes over here. Also a Jinjo that we don't need for obvious reasons. Be careful with that boombox, like, or, I don't know, they're called boomboxes, I'm sure, of killing you. You normally hit the switch, climb the ladder, or bow jump, but don't worry about that. Climb the ladder, go across, and get the Jiggy in the cage. No reason for me to do that, so we're just gonna come up and around. And kind of just pretend that we got it just now, which we didn't. But if you did get it, you would come into this pipe immediately afterwards. Welcome to the kitchen, boys and girls. Doing some jumps in and out. I'm trying to avoid having confront these enemies. You're at 70, congratulations. You're following the route almost perfectly. 3 health is a lot better than 2. IMO, because the Champas do 2 damage. So you are still within kill range for some enemies. Normally there's a Jiggy in there, you can see it, you can pop the gate open and grab it. We're just here for the notes. Not too much left. This level honestly does go by pretty fast, especially when you play it like well and not slow like me, but not the point. Oh, what? There we go. I'm too scared to like jump across for the notes, cause like what if I mess it up? Another Jiggy up here. You feel like going to Click Clock Wood during your FFM setup? I would be grabbing all these Jiggies. Same here. Code is 312 1 1, and normally you do 1 more 1. We don't care about the Jiggy though. Grab our last note. And be very careful in this room. You can crash in this room. Whoops. If you grab the notes in the wrong order. I actually did this during the first run of this game yesterday. Don't grab those notes first. Come out, Mumbo token, and then grab the notes. You will avoid crashing. Come behind this guy so he doesn't absolutely curb stomp you. And then line up with this and pray that you land this jump. I'm too scared. You can land that in Talon Trot. I'm a little baby. I'm a little baby man, alright? I'm gonna just do this normally. The movement's fast though. Here's how you would normally get another Jiggy. You would come in and immediately flutter over to the box. Obviously we are still just here for the notes. That's embarrassing. Because you can't even get onto this box. You have to come all the way down and around. That's a... Uh-oh. I'm scared all of a sudden. And we still have to do the final scary room on 2 health. Whatever. Get your notes, get out of there. Now this is when we're gonna go free the dolphin. Dory? No. Snorkel. That's the name of the dolphin. But you have to go through all of these Champas. Normally you would just run through them, but it's kind of scary. Admittedly, it is scary. So you can kind of curve around them. My point has not been proven, but whatever. These are the last couple of notes in the level. That makes 100 notes. So as far as FFM goes, you're done. Otherwise, you would hit this, go out, get the Jinjo Jiggy and the Honeycomb, and your level would be complete in a 100% run. That's what we got. Which finally brings us to the end of Rusty Bucket Bay and the FFM setup. Right now, you have everything you need to go set up FFM. So we're gonna go do that. The water level's been raised. So we can go to the Click Clock Wood area now. I was gonna go open the level. I'll just... What's the word? Habit. This isn't the right way to do this anyways, whatever. You come up $6.40 for this note door. It's $7.65 for the furnace fun door. No worries. Go ahead, climb on through. You can get through this without taking damage. I promise. I promise you. It's possible. Make sure that you finally get to tag your second cauldron. So that way when you set up FFM in future runs, you won't have much of a problem. Now we go set up FFM. The door to which is right here. We have learned all of the moves, save for eggs, feathers, and gold feathers. Just gonna play the cutscene for getting here for the first time. Don't worry about it. Sorry, my control stick just felt super weird. What on the walls isn't seen? Oh god, I actually don't know this question. I think it's toll 8. This is good. I forgot, you want to be ready to game over when you go to FFM. So you want to be on 0 lives. Or else it won't work. You'll just respawn here and you'll look really silly, like I have done many times, setting up this trick. Anyways, back to answering questions. They have yumblies and grumblies? Goodness gracious. I swear I'm better at these questions. I swear. So you can easily tell that that is probably Click Clock Wood. Some tough questions, I swear. Hold A and B, by the way. 6 air segments, because each one represents 10 seconds. You can be in the water for 60 seconds. That is inside Nabnut's house, which is also squirrels. That is Gloop Swamp. Now, you would go to this Joker card, and then you would come over and you would use your 2 cards to just get to the minigame. But I'm going to show you a trick that skips Furnace Fun in the run, just for fun. So you would come up, and it's really hard, but there is a pixel that you can get in Talon Trot on. And you want to get on that line and activate the question on the death square. You can see that I was 1 pixel off. That time I did do it, I just forgot to hit the A button. So this is the worst part of Banjo Kazooie speedrunning. I just got what they would call a picture question. If you answer this wrong, you will die instead of getting the trick, because how picture questions work is they load you outside. They load the area, and then they bring you back. And when they bring you back, you're no longer in Talon Trot. Any other question works, so that's a 16% chance. We can lose on this minigame. We can die on this minigame by just hitting the wrong one. So this is perfect for an FFM setup. We'll just take a little bit of damage. And that's a game over. Congratulations, you have just set up FFM. You are ready to speedrun now. I can't skip the cutscene. Alright, we gotta go see Hot Gruntilda. Everyone's favorite part of the run. It's the only reason I can bear resetting. Just kidding, but whatever. Look at her. So I hope this video was helpful, guys. I honestly just needed an excuse to set up my FFM file, and I said, why not make a video out of it? Since there is a new influx of runners, probably. Because it's much more accessible now, of course. Sorry for the mistakes during the run. It can't be helped. Alright, so now FFM is stored. So we have our file here. Whatever you do, do not delete this file. Start up a new file. Now we can skip our cutscenes. And it's basically, you just started your run, you're in Spiral Mountain, you're getting all your honeycombs, etc, etc. Furnace Fun Moves does not activate yet. Unfortunately. So we will just go to Mumbo's Mountain to show that it works. Maybe we can get bottle skip again? We can. Normally, if you step anywhere on that platform, bottles will talk to you and talk to you about the bridge. But if you land very close there, like we just did, you don't have to worry about it. Oops. Kind of sus movement, whatever. Get your Jiggy to open up Mumbo's Mountain. And now reap the benefits. Reap the time save. The textures on the paintings are honestly kind of whack on Nintendo Switch. You can like see the outline of each jigsaw like slot. It's funny. Anyways, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. If you get Furnace Fun Moves, if you did it alright, just immediately enter Talon Trot. Even though you haven't learned the move. And then you're off to the races. Right? You guys get the idea. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. If it did, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, I don't know. This is the video. That's it. That's the setup. Best of luck speedrunning to all you new people running FFM. It's a lot of fun. A lot of potential movement-wise. Give it your best, alright? Take it easy.